straight to the equity markets, and as pointed out, not the best of starts. So you had the benchmark indices which came under a fair bit of pressure. Given that the global backdrop is also fairly weak, it wasn't too bad. So 53.50 for the Nifty and 17,678. That's how the benchmarks shut sharp. For the broader markets, the damage is ever so evident. So you had the mid-cap index, which was down 1%, and the small-cap index also off by 63 points. The advanced decline ratio also by the end of the session veering in favor of the losing side. Let's pull out some of the sectoral movers. Real estate and banks. I think from the word go, you had these two sectors which were under quite a bit of pressure, and they were your top index losers. On the gaining side, though, it was the oil and gas space that held up. And FMCG also saw a flicker of green. Those are your big index losers coming up on your screen, Jindal Steel and Power. But apart from that, Punjab National Bank, including a clutch of mid-cap banking stocks, were down and out today. Jayaprakash Associates and IDFC featured on the list. Let's focus in then on some stocks in news today. Reliance Industries, a big support to the index. Their explosion at the Venezuela's biggest refinery, most of the experts say that that may temporarily boost RIS GRMs, and you also had a Goldman Sachs upgrade that supported the counter. But apart from that, then you had some scathing remarks coming in from the Prime Minister today, who said that the CAG report on coal block allocations are flawed on multiple accounts. In his statement on the floor of the Lok Sabha, he said that the CAG observations on Coalgate are disputable and allegations of impropriety are wrong. The Prime Minister said that the government's case on CAG is very strong and that they will challenge it when the report goes to Public Accounts Committee. Now, as the political deadlock continues, the Parliament was adjourned yet again without any work done. Okay, let's shift away from that and focus in then on some of the stocks in news in today's session. HCL in for relentless selling pressure, and that refused to abate, so 7% off by the end of the day. And it was an adverse reaction to the kind of numbers that they put in. The Q4 consolidated net loss was at 2 crores. This is coming in versus a profit of 23 crores on a sequential basis. Net sales too dipped to 2,704 crores. In fact, they increased marginally from an earlier 2,588, but it was the loss figure that really took the street by surprise. IFCI, after Friday's abysmal performance, it was down 16%. Today, it was off by 6%, so that counter continued to come under pressure. Deccan Chronicles seeing a bit of respite there as the promoters seem to have zeroed in on a strategic investor, but still a 12 rupees stock. Indraprastha the gas shaved off close to 2% as the parliamentary panel pulled up the company for levying higher prices for gas, according to reports this is. They said that IGL is sourcing cheap gas at APM rates, and they've asked the government to implement a uniform gas pricing policy very soon. Adani, SEZ, Lanco Infra as well as Punj Lloyd, those three counters suffered in the session today on account of the government barring them from participating in port projects. In fact, they barred them on to participate in the same on security grounds. Adani SEZ has been denied security clearance for their coal import terminal at Goa, and Lanco Infra has been denied the permission for the cargo berth facility at its Tuticorin port. We did speak with the management of Adani SEZ, who said that they were not even notified regarding this ban. Sesa Goa, meantime, that counter shaved off close to 2% as spot iron prices are close to $100 per ton, and that's close to the levels that it saw in 2009. In the banking space, as pointed out, was the entire mid-cap PSU lot, which was very tepid in today's session. So a case in point being a Lakshmi Vilas Bank. In fact, that counter was down by close to 4% today as the company's corporate governance business practices were flawed, according to the Reserve Bank of India. They said that the staff has failed to monitor the accounts diligently, and promoters are hiking stake despite the directive to cut the stake in the company. Although the management did clarify that they are confident of resolving the issues within a stipulated time frame. OMDC, that counter saw a good spike in their volumes plus in the price action as the board approved an increased authorized capital from 60 lakh rupees to a whopping 25 crores. But let's get in a sense as to how the overall F&O strategy shaped up this very tepid Monday. Navneet Saluja standing by from our research desk to give us the details. Navneet.
Hi Awan, it turned out to be quite a volatile day. Remember, it's the expiry week, so expect some kind of volatile ahead of the week also. And if you look at the volatility index today, that rose about 2%, and the Nifty August futures, they had a closing below the 5400 mark with about 12 points premium to the spot Nifty, and they added about 20 lakh shares in today's trading session. On the option side, you had the Nifty PCR that slipped to 1.27, indicating there was call writing in the system today. If you look at the 5400 call strike, that added about 14 lakh shares. Also, you had 5300 strike, which added close to 5 lakh shares. And on the put side, some unwinding was seen. You had 5400 put strike, which shed close to 7 lakh shares, and 5300 put added about 7 lakh shares. On the stock futures front, among the gainers, you had Mahindra and Mahindra, where fresh long positions were seen and short covering was seen in Power Grid. Well, it was the banking space which was under pressure in today's trading session. So you had banking stocks like Axis Bank, SBI Bank, Punjab National Bank and Bank of Baroda, where fresh short positions were being built up. Also, you had JSPL and JP Associates, which were down and about in today's trading session. Fresh shorts seen there as well. Well, from the mid-cap space, you had fresh short positions in Adani Enterprises, and long unwinding was seen in IFCI, which continued to fall for the second consecutive day. In terms of turnover, we did about 1.2 lakh crore of turnover on NSE by the end of the day. Back to you.
Thanks very much, Navneet. So that's basically how things shaped up in the F&O side of the market. To some of the index gainers then, Mahindra and Mahindra powered ahead today, as did Power Grid. You've had Ken, which has been a good outperformer. Today was no exception. That counter was on the gainers list, higher by 0.8%, and Unilever shut shop at 521.